Elizabeth. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, that's really good to hear. Did you go over the paperwork that I sent with you?
Yes.
Okay, there's just one thing that I want to go over really quick before we jump into this session, and it's about the confidentiality part of it. I just wanted to go over it with you and to make sure that we both understood what I would, in the case of I having to disclose something, what I would have to disclose and when. So, obviously, I would have to disclose to somebody if you are going to harm yourself or if you are going to harm somebody else, just for the safety of both you and the other person. Also, if I'm subpoenaed by a court, I would have to disclose also that. And then if I have to bring in a supervisor, like that I don't feel comfortable that I'm doing the best job for you, or you know, there's just something out of my wheelhouse, I would bring in a supervisor. I'd keep it as confidential as I could, but I would have to break some sort of confidentiality with that. So are we both on the same page when it comes to that?
That's it. I think so.
Okay, awesome. So now that we got that out of the way, I just want to grab a little knowledge about you because this is the first time that we're meeting. So I don't know, give me like a short little bio about yourself, how your family kind of unit is like college, if you're in school or if you're working, kind of just like who you are kind of as a person like right now.
Well, I have four siblings, two older, two younger. The two older ones are currently kind of off in the distance. They live in different states. My younger ones are still at home. I am in college, not too far away from home though, like it's like 90 minutes away from where my parents and my younger siblings live. So it doesn't always feel like I'm off at college. I go back a lot. I would say I don't have that much contact with my older siblings, but I do have a lot of contact with my parents and my younger siblings. Like I call them probably about a week, once every week. But it still doesn't feel like quite enough to like these are my this is my family. Like I need to connect to them, but I think like it's what I can do at the moment.
Okay, but that's good that you're still in contact with some of your family because I feel like family is very important for the whole mental health situations that we have. It's good to have that home base that you can go to, and of course, or I would hope that your family is really open to talking about you and even your siblings too. So you're in college. What major are you pursuing?
I am a childhood education major.
Oh, okay.
I love kids and I love being around kids, and I think it's just really fun to like get to teach them new things and kind of watch them grow.
Oh, okay.
In a way.
That is awesome. So alongside of that, are you in like any clubs or activities here?
Um, I don't really participate in any clubs. I've never really found it appealing to me. I've thought about, joining sororities and stuff, but I never really clicked with those people. And I think it's kind of past the time to do that and in my last year of college. So it feels a little weird to like now start joining clubs and join a sorority just for 1 year.
Yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. Okay, so now that we've kind of got that out of the way and I kind of have some knowledge about you, what brings you in today?
Well, I've noticed that I have some just general anxiety regarding, school and everything going on in my life, and I've been pretty stressed about it, and it's almost made me not be able to sleep at night. And it's starting to kind of bother me on like a daily basis that I like have just anxiety about going to classes, and like every little quiz is giving me a little bit of like, oh God.
Okay, so with that, what is the one thing that you want to focus, that we can focus kind of starting the de-stressing process, because then it might kind of bloom out and kind of cure some of the other little anxieties. So where did you want to start with that process?
I think what would really help me would be kind of get the school anxiety out of the way,
Okay.
because it is a big part of my life. I spend a lot of time at school and studying and all that, and it takes up a lot of my day, and the entire time I'm like having anxiety about it. And I feel like if that's out of the way, it would definitely take like a big load off.
Okay. So with that, and I know that you're a college student, so what does your self-care routine kind of look like? Do you even have one? So like kind of walk me through that a little bit.
At this point, the only self-care I really have time for, I have a pretty busy schedule that really was my fault to begin with, that I took so much upon myself. But I have a pretty busy schedule, so it's getting harder to find time to, do the basic things, like just hang out and calm down. And I mean, I try my best to find time to just take a walk, but most of the time I take that walk, and while I do the walk, I'm already thinking about, oh god, I need to get back and do my work. Or I go and lay down for a nap and I can't fall asleep because I'm just, oh god, I should be working right now.
Okay, so I think definitely something that we're going to incorporate into this is definitely probably more of a self-care routine, somewhere probably in the morning before you start your day, or at night, just kind of to relax yourself to go to bed, or kind of a little bit of both. They don't have to be very long. And definitely somewhere in the midday where you can find time to just, okay, that was that part of my day, let's prepare for the second part of the day, just kind of, maybe with like a small little meditation session, or when you're walking, to meditate while you're walking, just to kind of just have some time for yourself, just to not be able to think about anything. Is that something that you would be interested in trying?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I see that I'm always looking for like ways to kind of calm myself and find a minute for myself. So I would appreciate any input on like ways to do that. I don't have much experience on that.
Okay, that is definitely something that we can plan out, because I definitely think that would be really beneficial for you to do. So, so you have a book schedule. So kind of, walk me through what a week looks like for you.
A week. So Mondays and Wednesdays are pretty much the same, where I get up pretty early in the morning and I head right to campus to start my first couple lectures, and I pretty much have lectures throughout the entire day until about 4 or 5 p.m. At that point, I usually go to the library and do extra work and get that done. And I would say I usually get it back to my apartment around like 8. Those are definitely some of my busier days, and those are the days where like I have a lot of anxiety just because it's so much going on, and I start getting stressed out about it. And then the other days of the week, it would be probably like I get up, I have a little bit of time, but then I again head to campus and do a couple classes. I'm done later in the afternoon and have to do extra work and stuff like that. Over the weekends, I try my best to get most of my work done in the week, but I typically leave the weekends for like readings and stuff, so it's pretty booked as well.
Okay, so you could say, like, out of the 5-day kind of work week situation, that Mondays and Wednesdays are kind of your most stressful and anxious days. Okay, so I definitely think going forward that we're going to kind of focus on your Monday and Wednesday kind of blocks of time, because then that could probably take care of the Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to kind of start in your most stressful days and try to see if that alleviates anything. Is that something that you'd be okay trying to do?
I mean, yeah, but there's always the issue of time. Like, That's why I'm here, that, I don't have the time to do self-care. So it would really have to be, like, something that, like, quick.
Yeah, it's definitely something
works.
that's going to be, just as simple as, taking some time just to do a breathing exercise sometime, as you're walking to class. I don't know how blocked out your classes are, but maybe just taking that time to be like, okay, that class is over. Let me take a minute. I'm walking to class. We're going to do a breathing exercise before we prepare for the next class. that is definitely something that we will try to do. And then, then you can kind of carry that into like Tuesdays and Thursdays. As for like the workload, I don't think I can really help you on that, except maybe just try to keep on track. Like, if you have like a planner or something, where it's visible, or even in your backpack, just try to make sure everything's planned, and even chunk up your readings a little bit, to where you're not doing like a whole chapter one day, and like, or you can, so chapter 6 is due on Monday. We're going to take the next 4 to 5 days to read through chapter 6. Try to chunk it up a little bit to where it's more easier and feasible for you to continue your learning, understand the material, take the notes that you need to, but you're also creating a little bit more time to de-stress. And then of course, you're not as stressed trying to get that chapter or those homeworks done on time. So I definitely think that's going to be something that we can try to work on, definitely. And then for the weekends, definitely we're going to try to make that kind of downtime. I think, at least when I was going to school, my weekends were kind of, my weekends were, if something extra was due and I didn't get it done, I would take that time to do it on the weekends, but I would mostly try to get it done through the week. That way I could have two or three relaxing days to hang out with my friends and family, because your social circle is also important to helping with your anxiety and helping de-stress also. So we want to create a day or a nice chunk of time that you can, call your parents, call your siblings. That way you're not stressed about your deadlines, but you're also taking that time for yourself and keeping these social connections that you have still connected to you.
I think planning better is definitely gonna help me. I haven't really gotten on top of really planning everything out. I've just been kind of taking everything as it comes, and that probably definitely adds to my stress, and it most likely even is like one of the causes of the stress, the fact that I don't feel prepared. Which I do. I don't feel very prepared most of the time. I go into the week on Mondays and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even plan out what I was gonna do today. Did I get everything done? Oh my goodness, when am I gonna do this assignment? When am I gonna do this assignment? And I think sitting down and actually planning it out would be very useful and very helpful, and just kind of calming me in that moment.
Yeah. And that's also some time that you can take for yourself, and so what you're preparing for the coming week or the coming month. When I do planners, I kind of plan for a week, and then so I do it either on like Sundays or Fridays, so I can see what my week looked like, what I'm preparing for the next week, and that kind of I know college is a really stressful experience, so anything that we can do to help you de-stress, obviously. So I definitely think making some time for some meditation, breathing techniques, and definitely making sure that you're planning to where you're not overburdening yourself with the overall workload is definitely something that we can work on next time, and definitely start this process of helping you find time for yourself, not overfilling your schedule and stressing yourself out with schoolwork, and also getting that completed to the best of your ability on that end. So I can see that we're almost out of time. So was there anything else that you wanted to talk about today?
I did have a question about kind of scheduling the next couple sessions. Do you do weekly sessions, or is this monthly sessions?
Okay, so I think with you, you don't really need a week or a multi-time a week session. So I definitely think if we can see you once a week or once every 2 weeks, and try to make this hour really worth it for you, then that's what we're gonna try to do. But at any time that this gets overwhelming, we can move it to once a month, or once every 3 weeks, or once every month, just to obviously help you too. But do know that it's only an hour session, and a lot of stuff can happen in a month, and definitely you want to make time for yourself to obviously have some time to talk about it with a professional. So, awesome. Was anything else?
No, I think that's all the questions I have.
Okay, well that is good. I will schedule and see you next time we see you.
Awesome.